with defensive lineman Tylon Dunlap, and I'm just going to go ahead and open it right up for questions. Kyle, you want to kick us off here for
Yeah,
time?
yeah, sure. It's been a struggle the last couple of games stopping the run, and you got a team that's as run heavy as Jacksonville State is. How do you challenge some of the younger guys or some of the other guys around you in practice this week?
We just have to make sure that we're good in our execution of the run fits that we have. I don't feel like last couple weeks we've kind of not been as good at in the execution standpoint, but just reharping, focusing on the things that we were learning way back in training camp. So just trying to get back to the basics of our defense and play as good as we can this week against the run.
And then just building on their offense when you go up against a quarterback like Caden Creel, who the majority of his game is on the ground. What goes into preparing to contain him, and what do you throw at him to slow him down?
Having already played him, he's definitely a dynamic player with the ball in his hands. So just controlling them, having good pass rush lanes, trying to trying to stop him any way that you can, contain him, and force him to really throw the ball. Don't let him get out the pocket. So that's kind of going to be more of a focus this game because last game we kind of didn't do a good job at that.
Do you remember the last championship game you played in any sport?
I actually don't. I actually can't. It's been a long time, so this is actually a special moment in my life, especially since it's my last year in college. To go out as a chance to win the conference is definitely an amazing chance.
Yeah. Especially since coming off last year. I mean, how kind of crazy has Rod been? That transformation, or going from
Yeah,
that to this.
it's been extremely crazy from finishing dead last in the conference last year to be picked to finish dead last and to now be in the conference championship is just something that you can grow older and always remember. Never count yourself out. You never know what what can happen. Just put the put the work down, have a mindset to just go in. And now we're in a conference championship, so definitely a crazy, definitely change of years, but we happy.
Yeah, kind of going off that, football. So often you hear like, all these like euphemisms or like just kind of examples of like real life, what it translates to like real life situations. Kind of like, you know, going from that to this. How was that experience kind of impacted you?
I say it's impacted me in a positive way because last year was really a struggle. Just waking up, going into the building at times. Not a lot to play for. You're losing team, and then to go in this year with not really many expectations, a new staff, a whole new team, and just to see see how far we've came, and we just been with each other since January. So it just teaches you always to never count yourself out, and you never know what can happen.
So kind of bouncing off of that, how much of that was Jerry coming here? Was it a mixture of that combined with, a fresh set of guys, a different mentality, or was it, one particular thing, just kind of a combination of everything and hitting at the right time?
Kind of a combination of everything. Like Coach Mack is a great coach. His his coaches, his coaching staff, his schemes, the attitude that he brought is definitely something that we needed. The guys that he brought in, all great players. A lot of them come from different schools, so just being able to bond with those different guys and being able to build something strong and something that brought us to the conference championship is just something that's always amazing to see.
Was there a moment, maybe in preseason or maybe even during the season, where you were like, okay, like this is different. Like we're it's going in the direction we want it to go.
The Wake Forest game, we knew that we had a opportunity to win that game. We fell short, but from that game, like even after the game, I just knew we had a special team because you don't lose to a powerful team by 1 point, and you miss some opportunities throughout the game, and the team is not good. So we knew like we had some things to clean up, but I knew that we had a special group of guys.
What would winning a conference championship mean for you and for this school?
It'll mean a lot for me personally. Ever since I've been in college, I've always talked about how I wanted to win the conference championship. So with me going into my last year with the opportunity to do it, it'll definitely be something I can always remember, something I always talk about. And for the school, I think it'll be amazing, especially since it's our second year being FBS. Just the kind of culture you want to leave behind at a school like Kennesaw. You know, fresh in FBS. So just trying to leave our mark on the school and go out winners.
This is kind of a pie in the sky type scenario, but with how Georgia and for most of the season Georgia Tech has performed, kind of being there in that playoff conversation for a large majority of the year, you guys now being in a conference championship, what does it say about kind of the state of Georgia that you guys are now a part of this conversation?
The state of Georgia has a lot of good schools. This is my second time, well, my second school being in Georgia since I've transferred from Georgia State. But I noticed like Georgia, they love their schools. They're passionate about football. With me being from North Carolina, I always love seeing that about Georgia, that how passionate they are about football. Even going to like high school football games, like I see how passionate Georgia is about football. So just having good universities throughout Georgia would always be something to give, the community, lead them proud about.
The Wake Forest game, do you remember kind of it occurring to you or recognizing like, hey, we're playing with these guys and maybe getting excited about it or whatever the feeling was that in that game?
Um, I think we had blocked the field goal right before half. I can't remember the score at the time. Either we were up 3 or I can't remember the score, but like at that moment I knew like, okay, we were actually competing. Like guys came out here to play and we have an opportunity to get a win against a power force opponent. I always wanted to get me a win against a power force opponent too. That's been on my bucket list. But just to be in that game, and not a lot of people thought we would be in that game coming from a 2-10 team. So a lot of people didn't know what to expect. They didn't see us in the offseason. So just seeing everything from the offseason work itself together in the first game of the year was amazing to see.
And can you like for you, like you were saying, like
Mm-hmm.
pick last 2-10 last year, like what was that feeling like of like, hey, we're playing with these guys, even we can be a good team.
The feeling was tremendous coming from a lot of blowout losses last year. Just being in a close game against an opponent that nobody thought you would be close with just felt good because you don't even know what to expect going to the game because you never saw this team against another opponent. You only practice against this team. So to see everybody come out with that same competitive edge that we did every day in training camp, um, it was a sight to see. I'll tell you that. But I wish we could have got the win, but it all worked out for us in the end. So I'm just proud of how far we've come as a team.
What are some memories that you'll have from this season already? Whether it's stuff you share with guys that no one ever sees, or a win, or whatever that you'll look back on fondly, 5-10 years from
The the La Tech game, that was like a special game for us. It was a hard week of practice. Coaches harping on how good that team was, and for us to come out and play the way we did, it was definitely like fun to see from offense standpoint, defense, special teams. The win against UTEP, see how happy, like the joy in the locker room after the game. First time being bowl eligible. Um, it was just that moment right there was just like exciting because a lot of guys on the team haven't been to a bowl game, so to give them that opportunity and to finally secure it was everything. And hopefully, this Friday we can handle business, do what we're supposed to do, and we can talk about that for years to come because that'd be an amazing thing that really I couldn't see a couple years ago. That's now have the opportunity to do.
Anything else for Ty?
one thing.
Yeah.
Like so, the way that football is now with the portal and everything, guys come in and out, and you're obviously a senior. This is your last game. Like, yeah, can you kind of put into words of like this is a moment that probably for you certainly, but for the team may not come again with this group. How special that is.
Yeah, the transfer portal it's crazy. A lot of people try to go get better opportunities, put themselves in better situations. So you never know how the team will look next year. But like I know for this year, we got a great group of guys. So hopefully everybody's here, so I can come back and watch them play. And yeah, if we can finish right with this group, then I know we did something right.
Odom, and we'll go ahead and just go straight to questions. And Kyle, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Mario, I looked it up. He signed almost exactly a year ago. I think it was December 20th last year. I don't know how it could have gone any better, but is this how you expected things to play out at Kennesaw State?
I always got high goals for myself and for the team I'm on, so it'd be a lie to say this didn't go. This has gone as perfect as it's been this season, but I mean it's been nothing short of amazing. Like it's been a fun year. I've enjoyed my time here at Kennesaw, and we got one more goal to accomplish, and we're ready for that Friday. But it's been fun so far. It's been enjoyable.
You guys dropped the 2 Power 4 games at the beginning of the season, and since then the only one you dropped is to Jacksonville State. Because of how things played out a couple of weeks ago, does that add an extra chip in preparation this week?
Obviously, we all have that bitter taste in my mouth, especially me, especially with the game I had. But yeah, this team just wants to get revenge, and no better stakes to have it as a conference championship, a chance for us to be legendary and make some history for this program. So obviously that chip is there, been there all week for us, and we're focused on getting revenge and getting a win this week.
And then the Jacksonville State's been maybe the only team in the conference to limit you, at least a healthy you, this entire season. What did they throw at you a couple of weeks ago that you remembered and you might be better prepped for this week? And how did they make things difficult?
They did a great job just plastering and shooting to their zone droppers. I mean, threw a few bad passes, few irrational decisions that ended up being costly turnovers, some bad balls. But overall, they're a good defense. They're a good team. They did a good job. The coaches got them well prepared. But I put that on myself. Those are my mistakes. I'll handle them. They didn't do anything too special, but it goes hand in hand. I made some bad throws, and they did a good job playing defense.
Other thing, there's some rain in the forecast potentially on Friday. You guys are playing outdoors, obviously. Is that something that factors into preparation this week?
Yeah, obviously we're prepared for all conditions, rain, sleet, or snow. But we've been getting some wet balls in practice. It rained today during practice. It's probably gonna rain tomorrow. So we've been prepared for the cold, windy conditions, rain, obviously. So we'll be prepared for it.
Ken, you want to go?
Can you tell me about when you guys clinched the bowl berth and kind of what that was like? What you remember most about that night?
That night was rain, cold at first, but UTEP, we had a UTEP team that came here with a chip on their shoulder. They kind of gave it to us in the first half. We were kind of going into halftime like just play our game, and then we came out with a joy of energy because that was our first goal this season was to clinch a bowl berth, get the 6 wins. So just remember that night. It was a fun night. Once we got the win, we celebrated, but then it was on to the next game because we got one accomplishment of the season down, and then we were on to the next. But that night was enjoyable. It was a way to make history for this program, for the fans. To do it at home, it was something special for sure.
Is there a specific memory, like conversation or something that you'll remember from that night?
Not really. It's kind of all a blur now.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything about it once we got the win was fun.
The way that college football works now, most of the time it's like the teams change and guys come and go. Like this is a moment, who knows where people are gonna be next year. Does that kind of cross your mind of like this is our, we gotta be totally dialed in this moment and seize it because who knows what's gonna happen after this?
As you said, I mean, it's the day and age of college football. People come and go, coaches, players, whatever can happen. But right now, we're just being where our feet are. We're just taking in the moment. We have a chance to do something that no other Kennesaw State program has done in this conference. So we're focused on this week, and then after our bowl game, whatever the future holds for any of us and on the team, we'll figure that out later. But right now, we're focused on getting the championship.
What would it mean to you personally and for the program?
Win for me personally would just mean everything. I've been a winner most of the teams I've been on. I've always wanted to be in a championship or a championship situation, and we're here right now. And so I just like to win and compete. So to do it with a team that gave us our only conference loss and our only loss since our Power 4 losses, it's gonna be a emotional game, but a roller coaster. But it will be prepared for it, and it's gonna be enjoyable for the team. Obviously, for the program, it'll be the first one in Conference USA history, and a lot of one for, I guess, everybody on the staff, first championship, and for a lot of people, nobody's been here when they've won the Big South championships or all those FCS championships. So it'll be big for this program and for the fans and the students.
How kind of crazy is it to just see the turnaround from last year to this year, and then also being an integral part of it?
Mhm.
What was that like for you?
I mean, I wasn't paying too much attention to the Kennesaw State team last year, but I know it was a rough stretch for at least the players that have told me their experiences from last year, and the turnaround has been a complete 180. The staff and the players have just bought into what the coaches have taught us, and they've just said it's just been a huge change. Like, and being a part of it, it's been fun. Like we've connected in so many different ways. We have so many different experiences, and just it all leads us to this moment right here where we could win a championship, get a ring on Friday.
You spoke about coming from, a culture of winning, however long that was for you, back when you were growing up. But when you did get here with Coach Mack, when was there a moment when you kind of sensed that there is that culture of winning here, or was it kind of something that you figured out through the season?
I think it's something we kind of figured out as we go through the season, just because we had a brand new team into the summer. So I think the way we connected and the way we bonded as teammates and as coaches it's been special. And I think our little win streak through the season, I think every week we realize that, oh, we can really do this. We got a shot. We keep going. We're taking good steps forward. I think as a team, our confidence went up tremendously. So I think doing that during the season, as the season went on, like the team just focused on winning, and we knew we have something special here.
Anything else for Amari?
Chris, I was asking before about just portal and everything. Would I be correct to assume that people have been reaching out either to your family or coaches that, like, hey, if he's interested, we'd love to have him, or just kind of feelers about the portal?
Me personally, I haven't been talking to anybody. My family hasn't either. I do have an agent. He does all the work behind the scenes. He doesn't. I told him that I'm really not focused on none of that right now because that opens up in January. I got one goal is to win here, and so for the last 3-4 weeks, that's what I've been telling him. I told him, don't tell me anything that you've been figuring out about me. So I'm really just focused on being where my feet are and win this championship on Friday.
Do you pay attention to like the CFP kind of projections and all that, or?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I know. Before I lost to Jackson State a couple weeks ago, we were on the verge of being that Group of 5 team that could make it out if we won out. Lately, obviously it's all on the news. All I do is watch sports, watch football, basketball. So I've been seeing the projections and stuff. But it's been cool to be that Group of 5 team that had a shot to shock the world and make it to the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, I saw something ESPN said you have like a 0.5% probability of getting in, and I don't know if you've even thought about that, but is a thought cross your mind like maybe somehow things will work out and we could find our way in there?
I I know now with a 7-5 Duke team, something like that, if they win,
right.
And then like a Troy team, if they beat JMU, something, and then
yeah.
we win the championship, I know there's definitely a possibility with us, and we haven't talked about that at locker room at all. But it'd be crazy for a Kennesaw State team who was the talk of the town last year to make the 12-team playoff. But obviously we see those things, but we don't talk about it much. But if it does happen, it'd be a joy a ride to enjoy.